Hello and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today, in the review box, we have an all-new casting from Tarmac Works. We have the Mercedes SLS AMG Black Series. Now, this is a pretty popular release, so let's go ahead and take a closer look and see if this one is worth adding to your collection. So we'll go ahead and get started with our casting. And as we can see, just from the proportion standpoint, it does look pretty good. It looks spot on, nothing wonky, anything like that. We'll go ahead and put the real life car up in the top right corner there. So as we dig into the actual casting itself here, we're gonna go ahead and see that this entire front section up here, this is all an insert piece. So this is not part of the main casted body. As well as this back section here appears to be some sort of insert because it is not connected to the normal base and it doesn't seem to be connected to the normal body. And then the same with this kind of splitter up front. So you can see it's just got a slight degree of separation, which is interesting, not something you typically see. Our headlights and taillights are both inserts, plastic inserts. Our mirrors are both plastic, and then our rear wing is plastic. But everything other than that is pretty much metal. So there is quite a big chunk of die cast in this casting. Our exhaust is connected to this kind of weird extra piece that we mentioned. And our license plate up front is also connected to this one up front. So again, just kind of an interesting little extra piece there. If we look at our base, we can see that it is packed with quite a lot of detail. And then our casted body lines in general are all very good. There's everything that you'd want to be there. And then we even have these little extra like canards, louver things. These are casted on. They're not super pronounced, but they are there. They are casted in. So it looks pretty good. For our paint and deco category, we have this nice, I believe it's called yellow metallic. And that is exactly what it is. It is a just beautiful metallic yellow. You can see shimmering in there. There's just little bits of metal flake, which look fantastic. So this is a real life color that you can get this car in. And I would go far as to say that it is probably the most iconic color for this car. So overall, I think it was a great choice for this casting's first release. And yeah, that's really all we have to say about this. There's not a whole lot going on here. It's just that simple metallic yellow with some black accents and looks absolutely phenomenal. Moving on to our details. So up front, we talked about this being an insert, and that is 100% correct. That meshing inside of there is detailed and looks great. There's actually meshing under here, and there's meshing inside of these as well. So all of this is detailed in nicely. We do get a little Mercedes logo up there, and obviously the big one in the grille. Our headlights, as we talked about earlier, are inserts and look great. And the little canards are also got painted on as well. Moving on to the top, all these little accent pieces are painted, which looks good. Moving on to the side, again, the accent pieces are all painted, which look really nice. Our gas cap is painted on. We've got some little extra detailing here. Moving on to the rear, our exhaust tips are there and they are painted, which is not something we always get, so that is good. We do have our taillights as plastic inserts, which look absolutely phenomenal. We do get the SLS, we get the AMG Black Series, and we get the Mercedes logo here. We also get a nice little European style license plate. So all that kind of wraps together and looks absolutely amazing. Our wheels are also accurate with little Mercedes logos in between the spokes. And it kind of also brings us down here to, we have slicks on this car instead of like road tires, which is interesting. This is not something Tarmac Works usually does. So very, very unique and pretty cool there. This release is a Global 64 model from Tarmac Works, which means it rolls and it rolls pretty smoothly. For our pros, we've got one massive one out of the gate, and that this is, at this point, the only 1/64th Mercedes SLS AMG Black Series in 1/64th. There are a few standard SLSs, and then even like the electric SLS variant has a model from TPC, I believe. But as far as I know, this is the only 1/64th AMG Black Series, so that is cool, very unique. The other big pro is that we have a very solid level of detail. The headlights and taillights especially look phenomenal. The grille section looks great. So overall, we are looking very, very nice. As far as our cons go, we do have one, and it is ever so slight and possibly just something that's affecting mine. You guys may not even be able to tell, but there is actually a minor paint chip right there, as well as right there, that came straight out of the box near that license plate. I'm not exactly even sure how those were possible. They are so tiny, though, that it is very, very difficult to even see them. However, it is something that I feel like I should point out because it is, at the end of the day, a quality control issue, even if it is very, very hard to see, and it would probably be extraordinarily easy to fix. Moving into some quick size comparisons, here we have it with some other Mercedes you might have in your collection with the Tarmac Works Mercedes C63 AMG Black Series and the Hot Wheels Premium Mercedes 300 SL. And here we have it with some other front-engined supercars you might have in your collection with the Hot Wheels Dodge SRT Viper and the Tarmac Works Aston Martin DBS Superleggera. So it is now time to give you my final thoughts and my overall score. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 9.6 out of 10. The hype was pretty high for this because I don't have any SLSs in my collection. Even though there are quite a few out there, they're from brands that aren't exactly the easiest to get in the US, like Tomica, and I believe Majorette has one. So I haven't ever been able to get one in my collection as of this point, but now that we have the top of the line model, that is very nice to see. So I was very hyped for it. And I think it actually came out very, very nice. The color choice is perfect for me. I think this is the best color they could have gone with for its first release. I do think for like $15 to $16 price tag that this normally goes for, it could have had a little more detail. Maybe some like carbon fiber on the wing or something. Something that you typically get out of like a mini GT, which is actually a little bit cheaper cost-wise. I feel like that probably would have given us just a touch more detail. But overall, I am still extremely satisfied with what we got. And I think it is 100% worth adding to your collection. And as we mentioned at the beginning of the video, this has been a very popular release. So I would not wait, and I'd go ahead and pick it up if you can find it as soon as you can find it. And with that, guys, that is all I have for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit the like button down below, subscribe if you are new, and leave a comment telling me what your thoughts are on this particular model. And I will see you in the next video.